Has announced, Narendra Modi has said in an interview to you and I, "Achhe din are here, achhe din aa gaye hain." Do you think so? I'd like to hear from you on that as well. And here are the headlines, top of the week this Monday evening on the News Hour tonight.
I will feel convinced only when some concrete action is on the surface.
We almost gave up tonight, but your voice did not let it happen. India promises to take Pakistan to the International Court on Captain Kalia. They should have done that much earlier.
Exceptional circumstance है, तो इसलिए हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अपना हलफनामा बदलें.
From citing the non-feasibility of the case on fighting Pakistan for war crimes to citing the rarest of rare as an exception, the NDA almost repeated the UPA mistake. No, we won't let India's first Kargil hero's sacrifice go in vain. Government changes stand 9 hours after the TimesNow report.
Unless there is an action against those people, I don't think they are going to listen to the Prime Minister, or Prime Minister's statement is going to make any effect.
Achhe din aa chuke hain, declares the Prime Minister. Do you think so as well? We're debating that at 10 p.m. on the News Hour tonight.
It's only talk is cheap. Only lip service is being paid by the Prime Minister and by the government and by the organizations.
A declaration and a warning for loose cannons who've been a thorn in his flesh. Prime Minister warns the fringe for a divisive agenda.
See what the responsibility is, because it's just happened today and we don't know anything more than that.
And legends are back in the BCCI fold. The best of Indian cricket sign up to help Team Dhoni and Virat. Sachin, Saurav and Lakshman join the BCCI panel.
You're watching the News Hour with Arnab Goswami.
Well, first, right on top of News Hour tonight, I'm joined by Dr. N.K. Kalia and Mrs. Vijay Kalia. They are joining us live from Palampur. And I'd like to thank them for joining me this evening on the News Hour. As we all know, Captain Saurabh Kalia, one of the first Kargil war heroes, and this family has been through 16 years of torture. For 16 years, this family has been fighting for justice. Their son, Captain Saurabh Kalia, one of India's bravest, one of the first heroes of the 1999 Kargil war. Now, for a government that promised to fight to bring Pakistan to justice for what it did to Captain Saurabh Kalia, this morning when we were breaking the news that this government's position is the same as that of the Congress government, the family was let down yet again. But after that, there was relentless pressure from people. Viewers from all over India responded. India spoke, and the government had to hear what the nation feels. I am told that even the Prime Minister was aware of developments in this case, and the government responded after that. There was hope for the Kalias, and the NDA government now says it will approach the country's highest court to break the norm and take the case of Captain Saurabh Kalia to the International Court of Justice. The family says it has been waiting for 16 years, and therefore it will wait to see what the government actually does rather than what the government promises. Rightly so, because that cynicism is born from their experience. Dr. Kalia, Mrs. Kalia, thank you for joining us. I hope you can hear me, ma'am. I hope you can hear me, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And first of all, to both of you, thank you for spending so much time to talk to our viewers and for speaking to me through TimesNow, sir. I am overwhelmed with the fact that you've given us so much support. My first question, Dr. Kalia and Mrs. Kalia, is it seems very strange to me that it takes 16 years for the government of India to realize that the torture that your son went through before he was killed during the Kargil war is an exceptional case. It should have been the most obvious thing for any government to realize. After 16 years, when you heard Sushma Swaraj say that they feel it is an exceptional case, what was your response?
In fact, when this news was conveyed to me, I was heartened to hear that. But sadly and unfortunately, it took 16 years to come to this stage. In fact, it is not Captain Saurabh Kalia or his 5 soldiers case. It was a national issue. It should have been taken the attention of any government much earlier.
But it was not picked up. Though the government said, and Jaswant Singh had told you, sir, in 1999, Jaswant Singh had told you that he felt that every Indian soldier's dignity was violated, that he felt personally violated, and yet for 16 years nothing happened. This became an election issue, and yet nothing happened. Sir, can you tell me why you feel that your fight is something that all governments have disregarded?
In fact, this is not my fight for Captain Saurabh Kalia and his 5 soldiers, but it is for the dignity, honor of our armed forces who have been serving the nation 24/7. It may be extreme heat or it may be extreme cold. They are all serving the nation in every possible way, and this incident is really sad and highly painful. That a soldier of Indian army are behaved like that, and after that we had another sad incident when our two soldiers beheaded by Pakistan army, and still government did not do anything in that case also.
Well, the government has not just not taken this up at an international level, they did not even take it up at a bilateral level. And that has been one of the greatest causes of concern for us also, Dr. Kalia, because they did not even take it with Pakistan. And our viewers should know this, that when Manmohan Singh government was asked why you did not pick it up, the Manmohan Singh government said it does not want to pick up things which can lead to the spoiling of a relationship with a neighboring country. And I'm asking this to all viewers tonight, what is more important? You have our soldiers whose bodies are returned absolutely mutilated and tortured, dealt with such indignity, and the government promises to do something and does not do it, and 15 years later says, we don't want to spoil a relationship with Pakistan. Mrs. Kalia, when I was speaking to you earlier today, I remember when Sushma Swaraj first gave us the news, and I asked you कि आपको कैसा लग रहा है जो आप 16 साल के बाद you believe that the government is actually sincere. You said, I first want to see what the government will do. Why do you say so? You still find it difficult to believe the government will actually do something?
आज 16 साल के बाद एक हल्की सी किरण दिखाई दी है, लेकिन वो देखना पड़ेगा कि वो कितनी चमकती है या कितने नहीं। 16 साल तक सरकार को कुछ होश नहीं रहा कि क्या करना है, और हम इस केस को लड़ते रहे। अब देखते हैं कि आगे क्या करते हैं। धन्यवादी हैं सरकार के कि कम से कम अभी तो उनकी आंखें खुली हैं, कुछ करने के लिए तैयार हुए हैं।
I understand why you are saying this, because it has been your lonely battle for a very long time. Dr. Kalia and Mrs. Kalia, can I just ask you in conclusion today, first of all, there are so many people who have called in today who have conveyed their best wishes to you. I'm going to put all of it together and send it across to you. By tomorrow morning, I'll send it across to you. So all the messages that we are getting, we'll put it together, Mrs. Kalia and Dr. Kalia. So, you know, you realize that the whole country is together with you, and there are hundreds of thousands of people who have wanted to convey their best wishes to you. I'll put it together and I'll send it to you. What has kept you going? It may seem a cliched question, but what has really kept you going in these 16 years? When you have battled not just the establishment, you've actually battled your own government's indecision and lack of caring. What has kept you going, Dr. Kalia and Mrs. Kalia? Can you share that with us?
In fact, I lost Saurabh, Saurabh, only physically, but in return we got thousands of Saurabhs all over India, and even all our army persons, they are our Saurabhs. When I see them, I speak to them, I interact with them, I find everyone as Saurabh. So this thought keeps us moving all the time. And in addition to that, lakhs of people, they stood with us all these years, and I am also very thankful to the media who have taken this issue and lent their support all these years. I am so thankful. I am so grateful to all of you.
16 साल में हम एक दिन भी अकेले नहीं रहे और सब लोगों ने हमारी बहुत मदद की और सब हमारे साथ हैं। यही हमारा वो है कि हमारा जो मॉरल सपोर्ट जो थी सब लोगों की हमें है। हम सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हो और आप सबका भी।
Mrs. Kalia and Dr. Kalia, I thank you very much for joining me. I will send all those messages to you. We are very proud of you. I am very proud of you. And I cannot tell you how much strength you give today to so many citizens. And in turn, I would like to convey on behalf of everybody today their support for you. Dr. Kalia and Mrs. Kalia, I thank you very much. I'm really grateful that you spoke to me today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. At this stage, I'd like to introduce our guests on our first debate, which of course picks up from the betrayal of the martyrs and this whole case of the betrayal as far as Saurabh Kalia's case is concerned. And we are joined by Sambit Patra of the BJP and Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress. I'm joined tonight by Colonel V.N. Thapar, father of late Captain Vijayan Thapar, Braveheart. I'm joined today by General Satbir Singh of the Indian Ex-Servicemen Movement, Pawan Verma of the JDU, former diplomat, is with me tonight.
Yes, I can hear you.
I will also be joined by Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Maruf Raza in the next 5 minutes. And today we have two Newshour viewers who are joining us. I think the first is on our screen, Mr. Bhimshen. Mr. Bhimshen, can you hear me? Mr. Bhimshen actually called in earlier today when I was doing a program on this subject. He's a retired warrant officer of the Indian Air Force. I was very moved at what he said. I thank you today for joining me. I want more citizens to join our programs, Mr. Bhimshen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
But before I come to you, gentlemen, 22 years old, and the last thing Captain Saurabh Kalia told his family that no matter what happens, he had to move on, move forward, to fight the enemy, and he did. A brave soldier who lost his life at the hands of Pakistani beasts who tortured him and killed him in the most gruesome manner. Several governments have come and gone, and 3 prime ministers have changed, and many promises have been made. This morning, the NDA almost repeated the UPA mistake. But your voice, you, India, did not let that happen.
When the fight is going on the border, we really don't know whether he was killed with a bullet of Pakistani bullet or he died because of the weather.
For years together, we let them get away with many an excuse, despite having proof.
लेफ्टिनेंट कालिया के साथ रेकी के लिए हमारी तरफ एडवांस किया, मगर हुआ ये कि वो एडवांस तो हमारे ऊपर कर रहे थे, लेकिन वो शिकार करने के लिए आए थे और खुद शिकार हो गए.
There's been much that India could have used to corner Pakistan for what it did to one of the first heroes of the Kargil War, Captain Saurabh Kalia.
Unfortunately, in the last 16 years, nothing fruitful, nothing concrete has happened.
His family's fight has been a long and a lonely one. Nothing short of a war like the one his son fought on the frontier. This father let down by successive governments.
I will not give up. This fight will continue till I am alive. I am promising on a national TV.
Captain Saurabh Kalia didn't give up till his last breath. And neither will his father. But just as it seemed that the Modi government had given up their fight, came this rethink.
सौरभ कालिया को जिस तरह की यातनाएं दी गई, वो एक अपवाद स्वरूप स्थिति निर्मित करती हैं, एक्सेप्शनल सर्कमस्टांस है। तो इसलिए हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अपना हलफनामा बदलें।
India's fight may have forced this rethink, but Captain Kalia's family is cautious in their response.
सुषमा स्वराज जी ने जो कहा ही है, किया तो कुछ नहीं। 16 साल के बाद एक सरकार जवाब देती है कि हम इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट में नहीं जा सकते, तो आज मैडम ये कह रही हैं, तो देखते हैं कि मैडम क्या करती हैं।
For 16 years, all they heard were empty assurances. Right from the Vajpayee government in 1999, when they bid their young